cucumbers planted out here. This construction is now deconstruction, and I'm going to actually try tomatoes this year in a raised bed, so that all this area now is going to be the kitchen garden, all these raised beds. And then we have this bed here that you may well be aware that I now call my foraging bed, which is where, when I cut up things in the kitchen, which is just here, I drop any seeds or cuttings. So this is my drop zone, and where I planted out my basil that I was going to let go to seed. So this will be anytime you cut a tomato or cucumber, anything like that, I'll just drop it all here and see what grows. Hence it's going to be my foraging bed. The rocket here, as you can see, is in flower, so that's all going to seed. It's amazing how many flowers came from just a few rocket seeds. These are all finishing off now in flower, but I also see new growth. This has got the aubergines in that have been here for about 4 or 5 years, if not more. And these have aubergines coming on them. It just keeps regrowing, so although I don't know if I want aubergines in this bed, I'm obviously not going to get rid of them or move them. And there's another one behind the weed here, and these are big yellow flowers, but I leave these where they come up naturally because it brings in the pollinators. This one's the end of the peppers from last year, and some onions that there was 2 random ones growing, and I divided them all up, planted them back out, and I think there's about 10 altogether there now. Haven't grown in these beds since I made them, but I will probably do things such as small things like radish, maybe beetroot, maybe lettuce in that one. Although my very first year of raised beds, I did lettuce in that one and beetroot, and they grew really well there. So maybe. Here, this has always been my zucchini bed. And as you can see, I've planted the bigger ones out. I'm keeping the covers on for now because we just had some windy nights. Just let them settle there. And I've got 2 more. These are the big ones that were on the stone table, the biggest one. I believe these 2 are marrow ones. And I believe this one's Bianca. We'll check that. Artichokes always going well. I do nothing with these apart from harvest them. Got some yellow flowers in there. So I do nothing with these, nothing at all. Just harvest them every year. And then when they've died back, I just pull the deads out. And then behind there, we've always had the tyres. Now what I'm thinking about doing there is in the grey trough behind, there is some of my mint. As you can see, it's coming up, the mint. So I'm considering now, as these dry out quite a lot, these tyres, I might put eventually all herbs in there. So there's things growing in there. I'm not going to do anything with them. There's tomatoes, chilies, so forth. I'm not going to do anything with them because each year we do get flowers pop up in them. And they're flowers where they actually have, they're the 4 o'clock flowers, and they have like a carrot bulb. And you can't always see them when they first start growing the bulbs. So I'm going to leave that for a year, not really do anything with it. And then see if the flowers come out and try and dig the bulbs out. And then make these all herbs, because these will be part of the kitchen garden. The kitchen is not the door to the right of the lemon tree, but behind it. That's where the kitchen is, hence this area is all going to be the kitchen garden. And to get your bearings, this is where the bottle farm is. The bottle farm is here. And these are going really well. I've just transplanted the chard from here. And there was another one which I just looked and thought was chard, but it might be green spinach that's now been planted out in the HUGELKULTUR bed with the chard. But we'll see. So I've reseeded all the ones where I've planted out, and there were a couple that were a bit waterlogged, so I've just put more seeds in those. There's a lot here nearly ready to be planted out, so I will do that on another video because that will take time to go through every single one what's growing. We have Mr. Colin Waffles, and then this is the nursery area. So I've done a few more bottles up here, and the bath is the carrots coming up. There's definitely carrots coming up in here. And I've actually sown a few more carrot seeds, just scattered them on top naturally. I like natural sowing and natural growing. There's quite a few coming up in there. Nothing done with the bath. It's the time of year when the asparagus dies right back, so it looks dead, but it's not. It will come up again, and there's a few peppers and chilies in there. But the nursery area I'm going to be moving, where I've been doing all my planting on my outside bar. I'm going to move a lot of that stuff over to here now. Still got 2 grapevines at the end of their season, so they will need to be transplanted out. We have a second rabbit cage behind. There are a few things growing in here, random things. So we have the rosa lettuce, which I've been picking and picking and picking. As I say, never pick a whole lettuce, just pick the leaves and it will keep coming back. And this is a chilli. And then we have some carrots in there. Fig trees, if anyone's in Cyprus who wants fig trees, there are 3 there to give away. I've put some seeds here. Cucumber seems to grow really well over here. And then this is my new red climber tree. It's just in here for now till I find a home. These have finished now. These are different types of red chilli. We have a nut tree and my date palm and a random tomato that just decided to grow there of its own accord. I don't want to touch him. He's growing in the suitcase, so he's not needing much depth. You can see how shallow. Oh, he's not in the suitcase, he's in a black trough. So you can see this tomato's only in a black trough. He doesn't need much depth. He's doing really well there. And then going over this side of the land. That's where the stone patio is. As you can see, there's still a lot of different types of zucchinis and squash and things on there. And a couple bits of basil. And then this is the area we leave, or one of the areas we leave wild. I see all the poppies, that's an area we leave wild. So a lot of these are now finishing. But there's still a lot of carpet of flowers. We walk through. We've got poppies over here now as well. We have so many poppies grow on our land. So we're in poppy season, they're quite big heads. Along with many other types of wildflowers. And I have got videos, I've got a playlist of all different types of wildflowers that grow here and a bit about them, what they can be used for, so on and so forth. This is the season we get a lot of these as well. I've done a video on these. And we have similar types of these. We have purples, yellows, violet, dark red, light red, and again I've done a video about those explaining what they are and the differences between the colours and the types. So this is the HUGELKULTUR area, which is where most of those are growing. This is carrots and garlic growing here. There's quite a lot of that growing. And where I chopped down the carob tree to make room for one of the new fruit trees, I've distributed the leaves over several of these beds. This, I believe, is cauliflower. Haven't done a lot down here, as I'll show you. Just really done a little bit of tidying up around the plants. But showing you this side, all these little red flowers that I was speaking of, that are just all the way along this ridge, all the different colour ones. Great big clumps of them. As I say, I've done a video all about them, what they're for, what you can do with them, but they are all the way along here with the purples and the yellows. They seem to come out at different times as well, the different colours. So we have another bed there, and we've done this just for this year because this curtaining probably won't last too long. I had the black already on it, but these are broccoli. I've done two beds like this, you'll see the other one in a minute. Got broccoli on, and the broccoli's getting extremely tall. There wasn't enough black net to cover, so I had picked up some old curtains at the dump, which is why they probably won't last very long as well. They've been outside, so they'll probably deteriorate with some strong wind. But for now, for this year, to finish the season, and I probably won't keep broccoli up here after this year unless it comes back naturally again, I have made these covers. It's very crudely put together, but it's more about doing the job for now. And I can't spend a lot of time doing things anymore. So I don't know if you can see all the broccoli there. Some's gone to flower here already. I don't know how well you can see that, but there's a lot in there and very tall. I have to stop the butterflies getting. It's mostly broccoli. Broccoli, cabbages, cauliflower, brassicas basically. I don't have trouble with salad leaves or anything like that. It's just the brassicas. So this is where I transplanted the chard, and as I say, one of them now might not be chard, but it might be. It might be. So that one, I think the one over there was, yeah, that one was actually coming up naturally from last year. But the rest are transplanted from the bottle farm. As I say, I haven't done anything else much. So this is from last year or the year before. This is a type of chilli which I'm not really bothered about growing here. This was what was supposed to be the pumpkins, and it turned out to be chilies, which was weird. Another bed, again some more leaves just put on there. This is where I grew lettuce last year, and these have just come up from that. And again, I've been harvesting and harvesting the leaves, as I've got several areas with it. One day I'll pick from one area, another day another area, another day another area. And these are actually very big leaves. These are huge. Go way down back here. So this is Rosa lettuce, and I find for me this is the lettuce that grows the quickest and the biggest. So we have some more aubergines, and there is aubergine on here, and another set of aubergine. Again, I don't do anything with these. Oh, I see this one's flowering. Oh, a few flowers. Oh, quite a few flowers. So we've got one there. We've got a flower behind over here. That's turning into an aubergine. And the first one I saw was over there. Oh, there it is down the bottom. Oh, there's two here. Two flowers here. Oh, three flowers here. There's one there. Can't pull them too much. There's three flowers on that one. Another bed. All I've done, as I say, this year really is just put anything on it that can mulch. This has got a random chard. You never need to sow chard seeds here. They just come up everywhere. Chard is so easy. And then a pepper bed. Again, you see there's a chard in there. Chard. These are all from last year, but as you see, they are sorting themselves out. That's what I like about HUGELKULTUR beds. Once you plant something, they'll just keep going. I have weeded along the back of some of these beds, but things like this I wouldn't weed because that attracts the pollinators. Nothing in that bed. Nothing yet in that bed. And a lot of the stuff from the bottle farm will come over here. And then we have again some old peppers. It's still producing. More old peppers. More old peppers. Nothing in this one. Now my project tomato here, as I say, I'm going to do tomatoes this year over in a raised bed. So I'm thinking about putting Mr. Bean and any fellow beans here, because now they have a bit of protection from any wind this way, because this is my other broccoli area. And this is really huge broccoli in this one, hence why it looks taller. And as I was putting the net on, I did randomly find, again I'm not sure if you can see it, but there looks like, I don't know if it's cauliflower or a cabbage. So I'm sorry if you can't see it, but I'll take it all off just to show you. It's huge. It's up to my waist. So I can't actually see the phone when I'm filming, by the way, so if you get bad shots, that's why. But yeah, here there's a huge, see if I could do it from the other side, better angle, so I can see the yellow over the end of, so I'm going to seed already there. And then we have two more beds, I say, all waiting now for the bottle farm. I literally just take things out as they are in their clumper bottle now and just put them straight in. Oh, I have done this. I cleared out all this side of the compost bed that were the last trunks of the olive trees. This was the final area to sort. So that's all emptied out. And as I've been weeding along these beds, that's where the weeds have gone. So up to the food forest, food and fruit forest. As you see, the food is there. Enjoying my views while you're here. Everyone says please show your views. I have completely different views from all different areas of my land. So that's why some of you will say, oh, you can see the sea. Yes, there's the sea. Can you see the sea? So we do have sea views even though we're quite a high altitude. So that's the food there, and the fruit is up here. I didn't show you last time how the two plum trees that we got before were doing. Now this is a purple plum. Nothing much happening with him yet. Here you can see the what's left of our poor apricot trees. Each year we cut the dead back. That's nicely in blossom. What's left of it, what's left is very healthy. And there's the other one. As you can see, we're cutting it back and back and back. We won't replace them again because it's such a short season for these trees. And here, when they fall off ripe, they all fall off, and if you don't get up here, they get ants eating them all. So we won't replace them for the short time, and they're nice to eat because we've got them, but we are not replacing apricots with apricot trees. So eventually we will have 2 new spaces. And then here is the yellow plum. This is going nice and green on the ends. You see how lovely and green that is. Lots of green, and I am contemplating if I hurry up and snip one of them off, because these, we don't want all these bottom bits. So I did buy some potting compound, so I might just snip some of these off. I mean, to be honest, I probably don't want this whole trunk, but seeing as this is where a lot of the green is, I don't want to take it all away. So we'll see. And that's the main trunk.